Hey everyone, welcome to a new episode of my series, Low Hanging Fruit. This is the series where I find videos that promote some bad ideas, and then with the help of my trusty stick, we pick them off, one by one, low hanging fruit. In this episode, we'll be watching a racist propaganda cartoon that tries to justify affirmative action. Now keep in mind, some supporters of affirmative action may have good intentions, and this cartoon doesn't really make the best case for it, but nevertheless, EdgyDtv is where ideas come to die. While you're watching this wacky video, keep in mind that it was shown at schools to kids as part of the curriculum for Black Victims Month. Prepare to have your intelligence undermined while we investigate the soft racism of low expectations. Let's check it out. Whoa, this looks cool. This looks like some quality edutainment. Whoa, where was the trigger warning for a gunshot? Who smuggled in a gun? This is a liberal educational video. The only guns that should be allowed in this video should belong to the government. Oh shit, the two black guys are being held back. I wonder which white systemic forces are holding them back. Here we go. This cartoon seems to imply that all these things from hundreds of years ago are still directly affecting every black person. The white people have all the money in this cartoon. In reality, half of the United States population living in poverty is white. Of course, the white poverty rate is not disproportionately high compared to minorities, but this cartoon fails to realize the large number of poor whites that are not represented. Poor whites are especially discriminated against by affirmative action because they have neither the privilege that affirmative action supporters claim that many black people don't have, nor the skin color to receive preferential treatment. East Asians are also affected by this because their academic merits exceed their demographic percentage of the population. Oh. Discrimination? What this cartoon is advocating is discrimination. Racial discrimination against minorities for employment and schooling is illegal. However, enacting racial quotas for the sake of diversity is often allowed. If an employer doesn't hire someone because they're black, it's an outrage. If that same employer hires a black person because of their race, it's acceptable? Both are wrong. Equality of opportunity is law, and the affirmative action of the 1960s may have been necessary, but it is no longer productive. I will back that argument up with some evidence later on in this video, with some more information that will also encompass these points. Oh shit, god damn, who's dropping two-dimensional cages? Is that you, Whitey? Okay, they have a good point here. The drug war gives young black men the easy option to achieve wealth and status through crime, and contributes greatly to the US having the highest incarceration rate in the world. Criminal cultures make it difficult for investors to invest money in high-risk areas, which would increase employment. And criminal records make it harder for minorities to land jobs that will help them break the cycle of criminality. Focus on abolishing the drug war and educating young people not to fall into its traps, instead of creating an easy solution that does more harm than good. This seems like an extension of the wealth disparity and discrimination arguments. There are echoes of this from the past, but it is not reflective of modern anti-discrimination laws, nor is it deterministic for all minorities. What? No one forced him to do drugs while he's on parole, and racial profiling is inevitable if there is a minority neighborhood with a high crime rate, especially if a suspect matches the racial description. Is this cartoon going to acknowledge any personal responsibility? It implies that black people's lives are predetermined by their ancestors' past oppression. It acts as if minorities have no personal accountability for their situations by blaming poverty and high crime rates on systemic racism and racial discrimination. A more truthful cartoon would also have the words high crime rate or single-parent households flying at the black runners, but that might imply some personal responsibility. And everyone knows that everything wrong with the black community is caused by Whitey. In fact, Whitey literally seeks out young black folks and puts a gun to their heads, forcing them to have illegitimate children raised by a single parent. Of course, that is retarded and untrue, though the soft racism of low expectations in this video may have you believe that that is the case. Oh shit. This dude has tits. I thought this was a guy the whole time. My bad. She must be one of those gender fluids or something. Anyways. Okay, enough of the melodrama. This cartoon is arguing for racial discrimination. Just because there is a disproportionate amount of black people in poverty doesn't mean that all black people are suffering from crippling racial discrimination that requires special benefits. President Barack Obama's twerking, pot-smoking daughter Malia has both the old boy network, wealth, and racial advantage to surpass many white people with equal or higher academic qualifications. Malia Obama should not be able to twerk her way through high school with average grades and get accepted into Harvard over Billy Bob from Texas, who has better grades and misses out on all the hoedowns because he's busy working his ass off. Colleges and universities should look at an applicant's socioeconomic status as a factor and not race. That would help many struggling black students get into post-secondary school. They will be rewarded because of their ability to struggle through poverty, and any other student in a similar situation would not be discriminated against for the color of their skin. If you really want to help black students achieve better grades and skills so they are truly qualified to succeed, then support ideas that actually help them become more educated and well-grounded, like investing in programs that will help and empower students who want to learn in areas with high crime rates, or figuring out ways to lower the single motherhood rates of poor black families. Try to support any idea that could lower the crime rates. And no, rioting does not help. Jesus Christ, why do I have to stick-explain all these things? Another reason why affirmative action is bad is because it puts minority students into elite schools that they are not academically prepared for. This mismatch will cause the students to quickly fall behind as they are not used to learning at such a quick pace. This causes many minority students to waste their time and money at elite schools that they end up dropping out of. They could have more likely excelled at a school that they had real merit and qualifications for, and then transfer to a better school if their work improved. There's a study that looks at the effects of Prop 209, a California ballot proposition that banned racial preferences for university admissions in 1996. Although minority enrollment decreased, minority graduation rates increased at all universities in California, even doubling at UCSD. A lot of the rich black kids stopped applying to the schools that they were barely qualified for, and then students were better matched to their schools. Racial quotas and preferences also stigmatize the minorities who get preferential treatment from employers and admissions offices. Because of racial quotas, everyone knows that there is a decent chance that a minority is less qualified and receives special treatment, so racial tensions brew and suspicions run amok. Give me a break. This race metaphor for how black people are falling behind in society is totally ironic, because black people are always beating the white people in any race I've ever seen. Hell, Usain Bolt can run faster than any white man, with the known racist Ellen DeGeneres on his back. Black people are the fastest runners in society. These two could easily outrun those club-footed crackers. A racial expert, Dr. Whiteman, has discovered in his research that black people have a genetic predisposition to run faster than whites, due to generations of running away from the police. Now, if racial quotas are allowed to be enforced in the schools and workplace, where are all the racial quotas for sports? South Africa has implemented racial quotas for black people to be included in cricket. But what about the NBA? In 2014, 74% of NBA players were black, which is completely disproportionate to North Americans' population demographics. Where is the racial equality of outcome? My Jewish cousin Eli has been dreaming of making it to the NBA, but unfortunately, due to his lack of coordination or any sports-related skills whatsoever, Jewish cousin Eli has been unfairly discriminated against. Although Jewish cousin Eli may be a mismatch for the NBA, and recent studies have shown that getting dunked on is linked to clinical depression and may therefore harm Jewish cousin Eli's self-esteem. Nevertheless, diversity must always precede merit if we are to live in a fair society. Hashtag Jewish cousin Eli. Oy vey. Hashtag Jews can dunk. Hashtag NBA so black. What the fuck did you say? Overall, affirmative action may have been productive in the 60s when racial equality under law had just recently been established, but now even Mr. Progressive Cenk Uygur of the Young Turks thinks affirmative action is no longer necessary.
I now think we've gotten to the point where it does minorities more harm than good to continue to apply affirmative action.
Even if it's just because it gives them a hard-on to know that Asians are doing better than white people.
620 Asian students. White folks, how you like affirmative action now?
Anyways, affirmative action just uses racial discrimination to overcompensate for past racial discrimination, and it hurts most people, including the people it's supposed to help. But as long as this craziness is in effect, I might as well help Jewish cousin Eli achieve his dreams of making it to the NBA. Oy vey! I'ma dunk up on your bitch ass. Thanks for watching. Please like, comment, and subscribe for some more dank videos. If this video gets 100 likes, I will go to an NBA game and run onto the court streaking in support of Jewish cousin Eli. Oy vey! Thanks for watching, shitheads. Check out some of my other videos if you haven't yet. Peace. Black men in elevators, but the racism runs deeper. Let's take a second look at it through our microaggressions. Shit. What retarded bullshit is he saying? I wonder if anyone's gonna be on the elevator today. Gee, I sure hope I don't encounter a Negro. Damn girl, that body tick. Hey, what you saying? Get over here, white chocolate.